So we've had 2,200 registrations, Sumya, till now, and all the panelists, we would like to let you know. In fact, it was increasing till morning. So again,
Sapna, not just on Zoom, we are having a very wide readership on our Facebook page, Education World India Facebook page. We've been live since 10:30 and we've attracted a lot of viewers. In fact, more than 2,000 people are watching us live on Facebook right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And the registration is also for the audience. We must tell you that we received till morning 2,400 registration, because this state is something which we really, all of us want to focus and work on this state and improve. So, sir, can you hear us, sir? Can I just call him and find out?
I think in the meanwhile, let me give a brief introduction of the national education policy till Mr. Singh joins us. I'd like to give a brief introduction of the national education policy to our participants. Formulated after an interregnum of 34 years and crafted over 4 years, following the detailed recommendations of two high-powered committees, the TRS Subramanian and Dr. Kasturi Rangan Committee. NEP 2020 was, as we all know, approved by the Union Cabinet on July 29. This 65-page document sends out a grand vision to transform India into a global education superpower and proposes major reforms in school and higher education, including giving primacy for the first time to early childhood care and education, high priority for functional literacy and numeracy of all children by age 8, encouraging holistic education with compulsory vocational learning, exam reforms to test children's conceptual comprehension, creativity and critical thinking, capabilities rather than memory, introduction of continuous formative assessment system to replace summative exams, and promotion of new digital technologies usage in school education, among many other things. But it's now almost been 4 months since NEP 2020 was...
Good morning to all of you. Are you getting my voice? Ma'am, मेरी voice आ रही है? आप सुन पा रहे हैं?
हाँ, अब आ रही है voice आपकी, Mr. Singh.
You are getting my voice now?
Yes, we are getting your voice.
Hello. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. So we look forward to hearing on your vision of translating NEP 2020 into reality.
Guests and leaders of the education sector in JNK. Yeah. Should I start? Hello. Should I start, ma'am?
Yes, please start, sir. Please start.
Should I start?
Yes, please start.
Yeah. Yes. Good morning to all distinguished guests, and particularly Sapna Sukul from Edu Start, that he allowed and me to participate and invited and given me an occasion to talk to leaders of the education sector in Jammu and Kashmir. I saw a lot of distinguished principals and educationists and from the management side who are participating in this video conferencing in webinar. I have been told to give the roadmap or discuss the roadmap for the implementation of NEP 2020. I think it's a premature for me exactly to tell what is the exact roadmap. But certainly we can have discussions how so far we have started and where we want to go all along. In this regard, just I will take a small cue from the right of the...
One second. May I request all other panelists to mute themselves, please, so we can hear Mr. Singh properly. Requesting all panelists to mute themselves so we can hear Mr. Singh.
Yeah.
Thank you. Sir, please proceed. Mr. Singh, please proceed.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
So basically, we have to first conceive. You are in the education sector to some extent. I was also in this sector. RT Act was enacted in 2009, and after that, there is a lot of emphasis on the right of the children for free and compulsory education. And in fact, if you see the progress of different states, we have been able to achieve a lot of literacy. There is no doubt about it. But quality remains a big dream. In most of the schools, particularly government schools, quality has in fact to some extent not maintained. I cannot say it has gone down, but certainly it has not been maintained. And accordingly, you required something, how it can be improved. That was the one thing. Then secondly, we have 21st century, and demand of the market for the job and otherwise research also, it's quite different. So you can say that aspirational goals of the youths have also changed a lot. And thirdly, I would say India's certain tradition, ethos, you can say value system that has also not being taken up in the education sector in a big way. If you remember our days, teachers are like God. After mother and father, basically teacher, we used to respect. But somehow they have lost their respect in coming years. So it was realized how to get all these things in a one go, in a way that again it should be established. Again, they should teachers should have the main focus in education sector itself. That was one of the biggest policy decision in NEP 2020. If you go for academic part, it is basically general part. In the academic part also, if you see, we have started continuous learning, continuous assessment and everything, but somehow situation did not improve at all. In fact, not due to lack of competency or lack of dedication of teachers, in fact, lack of focus itself as a tool in academics. I would just like to say that whatever we have the academics in that scenario, we are basically pursuing this for the gain of knowledge, and then writing it, and then have the exams, and then just producing something, and then just telling this is the really well-round development of our students could not take place. So now we have come to the conclusion, we can to see their aspirational goals of 21st century and to make them more holistic and more comprehensive. Accordingly, your NEP 2020 is what I consider myself. That is the first, moving from rote learning to competency-based learning, then experiential learning, then critical thinking and creative thinking, so that our students are not only reading in the class, they are basically able to understand the concepts and then able to apply in different situations. Many people can argue that in history or geography, what can be the concept? I think concept is basically the thing that you resolve the problems. You can say this is you can have some kind of study, the basic of the NEP. Then for that purpose, certain policy guidelines have been given the policy. That is, instead of 10 plus 2, we should go for 5 plus 3 plus 3 plus 4. If you go through this concept, you can see that this 5 concept is already being followed in all private schools in general. They have a nursery, KG1, KG2. So they were better placed to comprehend the situation. But in case of government schools, there is no such thing. That is, you can say, pre-primary education. Now it has been introduced to take care of the you can say development of children to take their best
आपकी आवाज बहुत ब्रेक हो रही है डॉक्टर विश्वजीत सिंह सर, बहुत ब्रेक हो रही है. द पैनलिस्ट हैव बीन सेइंग, द ऑडियंस इज बीन आस्किंग कि बहुत उनको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. कैन वी जस्ट हैव यू इन द कॉर्नर जहाँ पे आवाज आए?
लास्ट ईयर वी आर अच्छा ओके 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 so now it's good.
Better.
Now it's coming well.
जी अब ठीक है.
Yes, Mr. Singh, it's better now. Please proceed. I think this is a strong case for the government to immediately restore 4G in this state. I mean, it is moving towards online education, and online is the new future. And since morning we are encountering so many difficulties. I mean, really hats off to schools and educators and teachers there.
Certain.
नहीं आ रही है, पर मुझे ये मतलब जानना है कि स्कूल्स में तो श्रीनगर तक आवाज ठीक आ रही है, आपकी आवाज ठीक नहीं आ रही है. श्रीनगर के स्कूल्स का आवाज तो अच्छा आ रहा है.
मैडम
आई होप इसी से हमारी 4G सर्विस जल्दी पहुंच जाए कि गवर्नमेंट में अभी तक ऑफिस में आवाज नहीं पहुंच रही है.
नहीं, मैं तो मोबाइल यूज कर रहा हूँ बेसिकली, कमरे में शिफ्ट किए हैं. इट्स नॉट अवेलेबल एज सच. नाउ आर यू गेटिंग?
जी अब आ रही है.
चलिए, गॉड ब्लेस अस. That is God blessing me.
जैसे इश्ताक जी बेटर आपको ये बता दें कि जम्मू से अभी ही उन्होंने ऑफिस शिफ्ट किया है, तो सारा ऑफिस जब शिफ्ट किया है तो उसमें टाइम लगता है सेटल होने को, तो आवाज इसलिए कम आ रही है. तो आप सेशन में रहिए. आ रही है.
Should I?
Yes sir.
Continue. आ रही है अभी? बेसिकली फाउंडेशनल लिटरेसी की जो जरूरत पड़ी वो इसलिए पड़ी कि आपके बच्चों का जो बौद्धिक जो विकास है वो सबसे ज्यादा होता है 3 से 8 में, जिसका कि यूज पहले प्राइवेट स्कूल्स कर रहे थे, बट गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स ने रिकॉग्नाइज नहीं किया. अब हम कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि गवर्नमेंट स्कूल्स में भी नर्सरी KG1 KG2 हो, और इसको एस्टेब्लिश करने के लिए जो भी चीजें जरूरत पड़ेंगी, जैसे कि करिकुलम चाहिए, थोड़ा सा गाइडलाइन चाहिए, करिकुलम चाहिए, पेडागोजी, एंड देन उसके बाद इसको ऑपरेशनलाइज करें क्लासरूम में. क्लासरूम के इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर को बेटर करने पड़ेगा. इस संदर्भ में मैं बस हम लोग वी आर ट्राइंग कि नेक्स्ट 1 year एटलीस्ट 500 schools we should take up that have more than at least 50 to 60 students. That is the one step we are taking for the implementation of the foundational literacy. And then we will start it. Second, we are trying that our curriculum, because once you go from rote learning to competency-based learning, then naturally you will have to revise your curriculum first, so that it becomes slightly lesser. That is only basic concepts should be there in the curriculum, not too much details as such. And let the boys and girls students, whosoever, वो उसको समझें और उसको एक्सप्लेन करें. उसके आधार पर डिफरेंट फिनोमेनाज को, नेचर जो हो रहे हैं या जो सोशल प्रोसेसेस हो रहे हैं, उनको एक्सप्लेन कर पाए. that will, for that also we have to do a lot of capacity building, and personally I'm getting involved और कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि एटलीस्ट हमारे जो 10-20 डाइट्स हैं जो डिस्ट्रिक्ट लेवल पर ट्रेनिंग सेंटर्स हैं और 2 SI at Jammu and SI at Srinagar, both become operational or ऑपरेशनल मोर कॉम्पिटेंसी बेस्ड ऑपरेशनलाइजेशन करना में इनरिचमेंट देना ताकि उनके कॉन्सेप्ट्स पहले टीचर के क्लियर हो सो दैट दे कैन डिलीवर इन द क्लास इन ए वे कि स्टूडेंट्स को लगे कि चलिए हमारे लिए कुछ कॉन्सेप्ट्स सिखाया जा रहा है. और let them different scientific those concepts to the real time situations also. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल मैं बता रहा हूँ कि आप हम लोग सैनिटेशन वाटर सप्लाई की बात करते हैं, हम पढ़ाते भी हैं क्लास 6, 7, 8 तक काफी.
Sapna, I think we've lost Mr.
Yes.
Singh completely. We've lost him. It's very unfortunate.
Will join again? I'll just ask him.
Yeah, if he can join, it's good. Otherwise, we'll proceed to our panel because we've got over 2,500 people watching us live on Facebook.
Yeah. So maybe you can ask the question to, yeah, he's joined again. Sir? Yes, sir.
I'm very sorry, the connectivity is very bad here. Okay.
I think connectivity is a big challenge, and we can all see that.
We have a lot of problem in Secretariat. Yesterday also we have a conference and we have a lot of problem that way. Yeah, that is a big, unfortunately, section of problem. That way, capacity building, I'm telling you, it's happening in a way. Teachers are basically oriented to have better concept so that they are able to deliver to the students in class transaction. And those students can apply those concepts in real-time situations. Their question papers are quite practical. Talk too much about the sanitation and water supply, but certainly they give a kind of situation where if you have the actual concept of water supply and sanitation, you can apply and you can think over what could happen, what they can do for the city. That is basically competency. They are not gaining the concept, but they are gaining the competency also to analyze the situations. That is one thing we are trying to implement. At the same time, we are also trying to have which can be de novo based on the NEP itself from the next year onward. At least 20 schools we want that we should start. That is basically from the very beginning, it should be basically competency based instead of rote learning based. Exactly whatever information I have gathered so far, the status of education sector in Jammu Kashmir is quite good. And I talked with the MHRD also, and it was feedback was given to me that they are doing very well in primary, primary and middle school, high school, and higher secondary. But at the higher secondary school, we require to have better quality and better results in different examinations. Also, you can say in different science stream also. So that will be also my vision that we should be able to give something different give something practical to our students of class 11th, 12th, so that they could have better career in future in science, STEM, that is science, engineering, maths, and medicine. And I hope that will basically, that can happen only if we are able to move from the rote learning to the competency-based learning. In
So
case of lastly, are you able to hear?
Yes, yes, yes.
Lastly, just I would say, in spite of all the efforts in academics, we can be successful only if we are able to do the proper evaluation. So the evaluation system has also to be strengthened and to made in a way that it's gradually moved from question answer to some kind of comprehension and then reasoning and then some kind of application of concepts and all these things. Instead of just going with memorizing some questions and then just come back with some answers in the exam hall and some numbers. That I visualize, and in fact, I will just like to share with all of you. In Navodaya Vidyalaya, I have tried to implement all these concepts with grand success. In fact, we are the first to, in government sector, I don't know the private sector as such, but in government sector, we were the first to introduce competency-based questions in all classes. From class 6th onward, around 25 to 30%. So in those questions, a student does not have to memorize things. He does not have to memorize the laws. He does not have to memorize the examples. In fact, we used to give all the data and everything, and we expect you are able to analyze those data or real-time situation, and you are able to give me. And I found students are very, very happy.
So here I would like to just ask you one or two questions because many questions have come. Because आपके लिए बहुत सारे questions post किए गए हैं, तो आपको थोड़ा सा अगर आप time दे सकें. So एक question है जो
yes, ma'am.
Yeah. What plans government has including Dogri language, which has recently been included in the list of scheduled languages? So regional languages आप कैसे include करना चाहते हैं?
हाँ बताएं.
Sir, regional languages जैसे Dogri और दूसरे languages आप कैसे?
We have 3 language formula. Yeah. As we have the 3 language formula, so English and Hindi. That is compulsory. We are taking, we are already doing. I think in case of 3rd language, they can go for Dogri, someone can go for Urdu, someone can go for other language of 5 language of Jammu and Kashmir. So I don't find any problem in implementing it.
So दूसरा क्वेश्चन है, how state government and private. हाँ सर, आवाज नहीं आ रही. हाँ जी, आ रही है.
हाँ नहीं, हाँ डोगरी के केस में ना मैम बेसिकली हम लोग कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि नेक्स्ट एकेडमिक ईयर से स्टूडेंट्स आर एबल टू टेक इट. वी आर इन डिस्कशन कि हाउ टू कीप द टीचर्स. So we are planning to have at least 15 students in a school, and then we can have a teacher. That is we are planning, but we have to take approvals and all these things. That will happen. Second is
how state government and private sector will work in tandem to achieve its social good. Because आपके अभी आपने देखे इतने panelists जो हैं सब private schools के इतने उनके 2G और 3G ज्यादा अच्छा चल रहा है अभी गवर्नमेंट से, because उनकी आवाज एक भी क्रैक नहीं की. So how do you feel that you will work in tandem with government schools? And third question है कि trainings पे आप कितना जोर देंगे टीचर्स के?
जहां तक the private school hai, I would like to appreciate private schools. They are well placed They have better infrastructure, not only in IT, but I will request all in the webinar to kindly help us. And concepts also, how we can improve. As you know, government sector is in general working in isolation, not very much conducive to the taking session from outside. But I ensure all of you that we will be very supportive to your idea how we can improve. Basically, target of both government and private is the same, that is to achieve excellence in the academics. And I think in that we can to kindly help us in devising the means in a better way. Yes, sir. Hello.
Yes, sir. Sunai de raha hai.
Next question.
Sumaya, would you like to ask the other question or should I go ahead?
No, Mr. Singh is still with us.
Yeah, he's there. The question which has come on the group on chat.
Yes, Sapna. Let me take this question for Mr. Singh. The question is from Mr. Pankaj Gar. He'd like to ask, why doesn't any school union ask in court for government that government should open school because...
Please.
Yeah. Your views on school reopening, Mr. Singh, and also the question is that if government is not...
can you repeat the question, please?
Yes, I'll repeat the question.
Can you repeat the question?
Yes, the question is from Mr. Pankaj Gar. He's asking, when will the government reopen schools? Yes. And the second question is, if the government does not want to reopen schools, will it help private schools to give salaries to their teachers?
These two questions are basically quite different, by the way. First question, reopening of the schools. As you know, under the Disaster Management Act, we have to proceed as per the direction of the authorities in the Disaster Management Department. And so far, we have not got the permission to reopen. Or in fact, with the second wave of COVID, I don't think it's going to happen in a few days. But we have the cross finger. Let's hope under Disaster Management Act, after perusal of the scenario, they are able to guide us even to open the schools. Because we have to avoid, go by the directions of the disaster management. Okay. And in case of freeze of the from the students to pay the salary of the teachers, I think as a society, being a private school also located in the similar situation, they have also certain social responsibility regarding teachers and students, and they will bear that. We have certain directions already issued. But otherwise also, I think this kind of a special situation wherein whole country is fighting something unseen battle, they should be also part of that. And accordingly, they should help in not only teaching of the students, but also in payment of the salary and the livelihood of the persons engaged therein. But as such, as a government, we are not going to say what they have to do, because they have on private management and they have to decide. Certainly, if they want some kind of help, we will be helping it. And already, just 1 day back, a committee has been formed with the headed by Advisor Education, Shri Bhatnagar Sahab, to look into the whole gamut of the problems of the private sector schools. So in that also we are going to discuss all these things, how to help you out also, because you are with a part of the school system itself, maybe private. So we have to take care, and let's hope for some kind of good decisions in that meeting, that by that task force. Okay. Any other question?
Yeah, also a second question which everyone we were discussing in the morning is that possible that education is given like a priority sector, and that to enable children, because of the pandemic, learning is being lost of so many children. Is it possible for the government to make a special priority sector for education and provide this sector with 4G or with broadband internet connection so children's learning is not disrupted? Are there any such plans from the government?
Problem is that this is a technical problem and require technical solution. So if you have the 4G implementation in the J&K, it cannot be only for the school, because it's not possible to control the 4G for the schools and this way. We have already around 28,000 schools. So 28,000 nodal points to control 4G. I think it's practically technically difficult. So as such, you cannot say whether we are allowing 4G in case of schools and in case of others we are not allowing. It is the question that whether 4G will be operational in J&K or not in near future. It's not like that it will allow for schools only. But somehow other things can be tried. We are discussing with some groups, that is basically school-based systems. Let's it will take 15-20 days. Maybe we come to some conclusion.
Okay.
Right?
There's a very good one more question which you would like to answer.
Any other
Need
question?
to include, yes, sir. Many basic chapters in sequential manner, as at present, many of them are not properly numbered in Kashmir and Jammu and Kashmir, and some are deleted. So वो चाहते हैं कि syllabus को भी आप एक बहुत अच्छे से numbering करिए, because chapters are not in the state board. विशाल आनंद जी सबसे पूछ रहे हैं ये, all panelists. Sir, आपसे.
Sure. Actually, with the NEP 2020-20, that is the first job is to review the curriculum, not only for making it sequentially good, conceptually linked, but also for making it more relevant and more concept based. So we already a task force is with us in this regard, wherein we are considering it. And I request again, I will request all the distinguished guests in the webinar to kindly suggest for different classes, for different chapters also. And we will enlisting your suggestions also online within a week. And so that we can.
Dr. Samir Mir, please switch off your mic, please. We can hear you. Riyaz ji also. Mic ban kariye. Yeah. Yes, sir.
So this is the time when we are reviewing the curriculum. And I will request all of participants here that kindly help us in that review. It is a digital age, and we are going to have a dedicated mail for this. Kindly give us the suggestions, maybe chapter by, maybe subject by, chapter wise, concept wise, so that it can be properly dealt. It's not one effort or two efforts. It's a complete overhaul of the whole curriculum, because it has to be reduced to some extent, and it has to be made concept based only, not to peripheral things. Okay. That's okay.
And Sumya, you can take the last question.
Okay. Dr. Singh, I'd like to ask you how optimistic you are about Jammu, the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir, implementing NEP 2020 in terms of monetary resources, as well as, you addressed earlier the question about capacity building. How do you see the future? How optimistic are you about NEP 2020 implementation in J&K?
It's a great question. You have asked the basics. In case of J&K, what I could see, resources are not a big problem. We have a big manpower. If we are able to train them properly, they can be a big resource also, converted into a big resource. And your question of how we will do the trainings, basically how we will do the capacity building, because it requires a lot of money and a lot of things. That is okay, but I think we have not so far used our inherent talent. in every subject and every class, we have brilliant teachers. If we are able to identify them, and if we are able to have some kind of hand-holding from different NGOs and private sectors, we can do wonders, and it will not require big money, I think. Small money and big things can be better than big money and small things. That will resolve. And I am very hopeful, and I have tried in JNV also, and very successfully done it. And you will surprise that in case of JNV, in 5 years, average class marks went from 70% to 80% in class 12th. So in case of JNK also we will be able to do, and it does not require too much. But certainly hand-holding will be required from different NGOs, those private sectors who are involved in it. And that we will be getting. I hope so. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Singh. I wish you all the best. We wish you all the best, and we'd like the education system in the Union Territories of Jammu and Kashmir to quickly build capacity and to reach its full potential, because it is a state where we all are very hopeful that a new JNK, a new prosperous economy and society will be built on the foundational blocks of a great primary, secondary and higher education system. We wish you all the best.
Sir, I would just like you to Bishwajit sir, एक और question है, बहुत important है ये. Through all the panelists उन्होंने लिखा, I would like to bring the kind notice of worthy principals that JNK में Kathua में is being run by 13 staff and 26 posts are vacant. We have strength of 270 students and 12 classes with different top scripts and with different subject combination in 11th and 12th. The poor students coming to school from very far off and tough and risky are suffering. Government and should keep a grassroots issue faced by educators and learning while framing new guidelines. So आपको हम ये सारे questions इतना सारा कुछ है, आपको हम इसके बाद भेज देंगे, and we will keep the discussion on, because आपने जो इतना positive input जम्मू के लिए दिया है और कश्मीर के लिए दिया है कि आपका vision जो आपने नवोदय में किया है उसको उससे आगे ले जाने का है जम्मू कश्मीर को, तो I'm sure with your presence and with your dynamic team जो आपने team बना के Miss Anuradha, Dr. Manas, समर, मिस अलका, इतने सारे लोग हैं आपकी टीम में जो मतलब इस वेबिनार को ऑर्गेनाइज करने में ही सबने इतना साथ दिया है, सबने फ्रॉम प्रेजेंस टू enrollment to everybody is watching, so ये सब credit आपको जाता है, and thank you sir, thank you so much for joining us. And this is just the questions are far too many, so we will record it and we will be sending it to you, so maybe you can address it later. So thank you so much sir.
Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you sir. Thank you.
Namaste sir. Namaste.